So here to give us more insight on today's court proceedings is defense attorney Rachel Fiset. Thanks so much for joining us, Rachel.
My pleasure.
So first off, what is the jury just trying to decide in this case?
The jury is trying to decide if Alec Baldwin acted with complete disregard for Ms. Hutchins' life. And that is the ultimate question for them to determine, as that is the elements of the involuntary manslaughter charge that he has been charged with. And so to convict him, the prosecution will need to show basically that he had knowledge that he was acting recklessly when firing that gun or pointing that gun.
And Rachel, before the trial started, Baldwin's team scored a big win here. The judge ruled Baldwin's role as a producer on the film will not be looked at in this case, only his role as an actor. So how does that favor Baldwin or even make a difference here?
That is a big win for Baldwin when we go back to what the prosecution must show. And we're going back to knowledge of safety on the set and disregarding that knowledge. And as a producer, basically what they were trying to introduce was that he had almost a heightened sense of knowledge, since he would have been the one perhaps disseminating or enforcing safety rules on the set. So the fact that the prosecution cannot bring up that he was a producer on the set shows that now he can only have the knowledge impugned to an actor, not someone more in charge than that. So that really is a huge win for Baldwin's team.
And do you think Baldwin will take the stand here?
It's such a good question because his credibility is going to be called into question throughout the trial. Baldwin has maintained that he only cocked the hammer on the gun, and the gun experts for the prosecution are going to say that's simply not plausible. It's essentially impossible. This gun doesn't fire unless the trigger is pulled. And what Baldwin's defense team attempted to do in their opening statement was a little bit separate themselves from whether Baldwin pulled the trigger or didn't pull the trigger. They said even if he did pull the trigger, he thought the gun was cold and there was no ammunition in the gun, and that's the question. So I think given that setup, Baldwin may not testify because that testimony could be damning if he continues to maintain that the reason he's not guilty is because he didn't pull the trigger.
All right, a lot of good information there, and a lot of people have their eyes on this. Rachel Fiset, thank you so much for your time and your insight.
Thank you.